Hi, it's Ken Go of the Oregonian with my three takeaways from the weekend in college football. First, I think UCLA and Oregon are the teams to beat. UCLA put together a complete game for the first time this season and just hammered Arizona State. The Sun Devils didn't have their quarterback, but it was really Arizona State's defense that let the Sun Devils down. It's not a Pac-12 champion caliber defense. UCLA had their way. At this point, I think the Bruins are the favorites in the Pac-12 South. Pac-12 North, I still think it's Oregon. There are questions about the Ducks, defense, offensive line in particular, but the Ducks do have the conference's best player, Marcus Mariota, and he covers up for a lot of problems. The pretenders were exposed this week, I think. Arizona State, Oregon State, Utah, Washington. Arizona State, we talked about the Sun Devils' defensive issues. Oregon State's problems, surprisingly, were the passing game. Sean Mannion never got on track. The Trojans dominated Oregon State's offense, particularly in the second half. They're going to have to come up with some other options. I know the Beavers' receivers were hurt, but the championships teams have injuries and find a way to surmount them. The Beavers did not do that. Utah had Washington State on the ropes, a chance to win a big game, stay unbeaten, and just let down in the fourth quarter, right? You got to close a team like Washington State out if you're going to contend in the Pac-12. And Washington, no offense. Chris Peterson, the Huskies coach, got so desperate in the second half that he made some questionable gambles that wound up backfiring. You got to have an offense as well as a defense. You got to be a complete team to contend in the conference, and the Huskies just didn't show that against Stanford. I think my third takeaway is, we may go through a Pac-12 season here where there is an unbeaten team, and that could be trouble when we get to the college football playoff. One loss is going to put the Pac-12 champion in jeopardy. Two losses, and I think we're looking at the Pac-12 being shut out. We'll see if it happens. The two teams I think that are leading now in the race for the Pac-12 championship, Oregon and UCLA, both have questions. They could lose. That would lead to perhaps a second loss in the Pac-12 championship game, and that could mean the Pac-12 will be on the outside looking in the college football playoff. Another reason I think the playoff needs to expand. 4 teams is too few. 8 is too few. I would go with 24. So this is Ken Go. Those are my 3 takeaways from the weekend in college football.